Hello, I'm Mantastic and Fantastic, and today I'm going to be talking about why you should be farming or acquiring a Servant Assassin during the Fate Collab event. So, while the Fate Collab rare machine component is quite lackluster, the farmable Servant Assassin is meaningful, and it is definitely worth your effort to acquire them, and even if you have acquired one in the past, it may not necessarily be a bad idea to have another one, depending on the number of double row makers you have available in your monster box. Because Servant Assassin is able to actually fulfill two different roles, a double row maker and a unique button that actually will change color based on who it's inherited upon. So, Servant Assassin, their awakenings and stats don't really mean too much. They're primarily here just for their active skill. It's the active skill that we truly love and desire because it will create a row of wood orbs second from the top and second from the bottom. So that's a net gain of up to 12 wood orbs, but the main appeal is you can use it in conjunction with a mono board changer to create an 18-12 split. In addition to that, it also deals 200 times attack to an enemy, and this is not a color restricted button. The vast majority of buttons are like, here's 300 times light damage to an enemy, or wood, fire, whatever the case is, but due to the fact that pad has attribute advantage or color advantage, you are able to inherit Servant Assassin on different color cards, which in turn will change the color of the button and subsequently give you a higher effective damage output. So, with a double row maker, you are going to always have 12 wood orbs appear in specific spaces. Of course, if wood orbs were existing already, it doesn't give you as many, but you can use this active skill to solve multiple different problems. The first problem is you can use them as just solving with multiple rows to solve. You could have one floor, one row, another floor, another row, or one floor, two rows. You can use flexibility, but the button aspect can also be used. So in theory, in an ideal world, you might even have 3 floors solved with one active. But for now, let's just focus on this double row making aspect. Because if you use it in conjunction with a mono board changer that is not wood, you are able to create this 18-12 distribution. And an 18-12 distribution with the orbs always appearing in the same place every single time makes it significantly easier to solve because you have that confidence that you know where the orbs will be. It's going to be predictable, easy to solve, and it could be rearranged into whatever pattern is necessary. You could make more rows, or you already have the rows made, but you could utilize them for the row damage. You could utilize it for a 7 combo VDP setup, which is easy to do, which you can see down here. But if you're, say, using Almond as your farming leader, you need to hit exactly 7 combos for activation or leave 3 or less orbs on the board. So monocolor swipes trigger one of those. This solve of a monocolor board plus Servant Assassin's double row making guarantees both of Almond's activations are met and big damage will naturally occur. Point of the matter is it's predictable and easy to always use. For the 200 times color changing Nuke, the main appeal of this is the fact that the 200 times damage changes color based on who you're inheriting upon. So let's say you inherited Servant Assassin on a dark based card. You now have a 200 times dark attack button, which means you can create an effective 400 times button, because when you think about it, whatever spawn does appear, you're able to make sure you have a card with a high base attack of the countering color, inherit Servant Assassin, 400 times button. And I'm well aware that this is not the largest button available, but the fact that you can always make it be 400 times is meaningful, along with the fact that the cooldown is actually reasonable. It's not excessively long because the button value isn't outrageous. It's not like a 300 or 350 times button. It's relatively low, but again, it's 400 effective times attack because of the color advantage nature. So you've got a double row maker and a 400 times button because you always have color effectiveness. So to acquire Servant Assassin, you have to go through the monster exchange system and utilize 5 Saber's game pieces. I realized that time frame was a little outdated. I just used an image from before, but the point of the matter is it's in the monster exchange system. And you can either farm the dungeon or you can utilize rainbow event medals, or you could use a combination of the two. You also acquire 2 rainbow tickets or Saber's game pieces by clearing the Fate Challenge dungeon. So you're already 40% of the way done. So 3 rainbow event medals, you can get yourself a Saber Assassin. And depending on how many that have stacked up, because for myself I have well over 100 just sitting there doing absolutely nothing, I would prefer to just monster exchange and get what I want instead of actually grinding through a dungeon, because grinding through the Gung Ho Collab gave me tons of pies and that felt more meaningful by comparison. So Point of the matter is you can mix match farming or using rainbow event medals, but if you have excessive rainbow event medals and you have better things to do with your stamina, there's a chance you might, you can just use the rainbow event medal approach. So, in conclusion, Servant Assassin is most certainly a worthy farmable card to acquire. Like, you might as well make the bit of effort to acquire a unique active skill. It is incredibly difficult to replicate a double row maker. If you don't have a double row maker, it just can't really be done. So, it's just nice to have available, and because it's farmable, everyone has a chance to do so without spending magic stones. With that being said, let me know what you think about Servant Assassin in the comments below. Do you plan to acquire one, or did you acquire one in the past and are thinking about getting a second one? Either way, hopefully all have a Mantastic day. I wish you all the best luck in your own pad adventures, and happy puzzling.